Move as revised.
Wait a second. Any comments? Commissioner Weatherford, please.
Mr. Johnson, could you please restate once again the revised ordinance for those that spoke, because this is different than what they actually came to speak about. So I think what we corrected what those issues were. If that's not
yes, sir, I'd be happy to. Subsection C was removed from the medical burn ban restriction. Subsection C deals with single-family detached or attached dwellings that are burning clean wood in a chimney, a fireball, or other device. So they would not be included within the medical burn ban, as currently they are not included under the current code as written. The other alteration was to make it clear. We had language in there always stating that garbage could not be burned. We just fixed the language a little bit to make sure it's very clear that garbage is not able to be burned in Cobb County.
perfect. So we've addressed most of the issues of the ones that spoke against the burn ban ordinance that we
Yes, sir.
previously had. Just a quick note, I spoke to a gentleman today, and I got a different side, so I may want to talk to you about some of those later on. But is there a provision of any kind, either an HOA or from county, to notify someone that moves into a neighborhood that they're in a medical burn ban area, or is that something that they find out from the neighbor? Or
I am looking for our fire marshal. That's exactly what I was looking for. Thanks, Jack.
Jay Westbrook, fire marshal here in Cobb
That's
County. We have a map on our website that would allow somebody to find out if they're in a medical burn ban area. We don't have a way, an automatic way of notifying someone that moves into a neighborhood that they're in a medical burn ban area. No.
I'd like us to kind of take a look at that, because it's like a deed restriction. If we have easements that they may or may not know about, and sometimes this doesn't get conveyed to them, because if somebody's already there and you move in, you need to know that and understand that when you buy it. If somebody's already there and a medical burn ban moves in, that to me, that's issue of grandfathering in or whatever. So let's you and I discuss it and see if there's a way to come up with figuring out some way to notify.
I think one of the ways that you could possibly do it, Commissioner Weatherford, is get with the Realtors Association. They have their checklist that when people buy a house, it says, are you a member of HOA and some other things like that. It wouldn't be that hard to put a line entry on there, especially since we have the website for them to be able to find that out.
Yeah, I've discussed that with easements and things, and it didn't seem to work too well. So we figure out another way to do it, but try it. So, thank you.
And I'll be remiss, Mr. Birkenbein. I really made a strong effort to get this proposal out to as many people as possible to address your concerns. And I was very warmed to see how many people wrote me back expressing their opinion on the proposed burn ban. And it's with some regret that I announced that those who favored retaining the provisions as they were and not making them any more restrictive was significantly outnumbered those who were favoring your position. So I just want you to know that on a personal note, I know this is hard, but on the other hand, there comes a time when in society, the will of the people has to prevail. In this case, they spoke loud and clear that they had a number of significant issues about why the burn ban was something they couldn't support. So I just want you to know that this is something we took lightly. We made a very concerted effort to get it out as front of as many people as possible. And I can assure you, I had over 100 emails myself commenting on this. So just want you to know that we did not take this issue lightly and tried to give it the seriousness that you have addressed it with. And I have to say that regardless of how we go tonight, I really admire your perseverance and your commitment to this civic responsibility. So thank you, sir.
And Mr. Chairman, David, I just want to say that we have a lot of people come in front of this board and about a lot of different issues, but we don't have anybody that comes as often and as dedicated as you do. I'm not sure what you're going to come next meeting. I look forward to finding out what we're going to learn about over the next couple meetings, but I want to commend you on your dedication to trying to pursue what you believe in. So thank you.
With that, I'll call the question. I'm sorry, Ms. Cooper.
I have to address Mr. Birkenbein as he is my constituent.
Oh, okay.
And I just want to share that I agree with the sentiments shared by the board, that we are sensitive to this issue, and we do admire your diligence in coming here before the board and letting us know how this has personally impacted you and your family. And that's not something that we take lightly. In light of that, there are some modest modifications that have been made to at least address the aspect of clean wood. You have provided scores of correspondence to all of us, indicating that there are still issues with that. All I can say is that in balancing the issues of the community, we're here weighing health, safety, and welfare in addition to public or private property rights. And while we may not be able to address things in your favor from a public measure, there are still things that you can do from a private measure to address these things. And it doesn't always have to be legal, you know. These things could be, it doesn't always have to be legal. I mean, I'm an attorney, yes, and I said that. Prayerfully so. I turned in my bar card yet. In one of the things we realized through all this, it started a dialogue. Mm-hmm. And I think that's very important. Yes. It allows people to address things one-on-one. And I know this has been a tiresome process, but I hope that you can start a dialogue with those closest to you. Because it's one thing to enjoy burning, but it's another thing to know how it impacts your neighbor. And I'm hoping that through conversation with your neighbor, even if there isn't a desire to just end burning, that they would at least communicate with you and let you know when they're going to do it, so you know what type of way you can respond to that. There was a comment tonight which has been proposed, and I think we've been so focused on chimeneas and fire pits that we didn't really look at the leaf burning versus garbage burning. We did add garbage burning tonight, and what I just want to say is there's always opportunity to improve the things that we do as a board and to redress our ordinances. In fact, this code section is coming back before us because one thing I realized when we looked at the code section, there isn't a policy statement that even addresses health, safety, and welfare of our residents with respect to the burn ban. So that will be coming before us at the next code amendment process, which I think we'll have our first public hearing on tonight, to at least just address the public policy of it. Just know that this vote tonight, it does not remove, there's a question about removing the capacity of those in the fire department. This code doesn't do it. They still have a layer of discretion to address those in a medical burn ban. But what this does, it just doesn't outright outlaw those who are burning in a chimney or fire pit. So there's some recourse, not as wide as you would like, but there still is some recourse to address those in medical burn ban. So thank you very much. Thank you for your care and concern, not just for you two, but also for your fellow neighbors and residents in Cobb County who are dealing with health issues. I appreciate it.
David, I want to echo those comments and remarks. You've been dedicated and persistent, and we appreciate you being here night after night. And, you know, like Commissioner Pupid said, it started the dialogue and got the proposal out there. But I think the compromise shows that, you know, we are looking at everything and what we can do. So I just say I think that this was a good compromise, and it still protects people who have invested a lot of money in their backyards and have that right as well. And I'm sorry for your condition, but, you know, I understand where you're coming from as well. So thank you. So I've made a motion.
With that, I'll call the question. It passes 5-0.
Okay. Chapter 70